Now, as Jeremy said, we were breaking with tradition a bit, and we are, because I want to share some case histories with you, because I think they're a very good way of getting us thinking about range in the right way, and in particular about the interplay between the different factors and how we can use those when we're troubleshooting.
Yes. So, over to you, Gillyanne. Singer A.
Okay, now Singer A was an actor who came to me. He had been trained at drama school and told that he was a bass baritone, and he'd been trained as a bass baritone. He has a lovely, dark, warm timbre, even in his speaking voice, which is very useful to him as an actor, and also in his singing voice. But he couldn't sing above D4.
That's the D above mid C.
Yeah. And he also had some tuning issues, which is quite interesting because he's an instrumentalist and he reads music. So,
what did you do? Oh no, what were his targets actually?
Yeah, what were his targets? So when he came, his targets were, well, he wanted to improve his self-confidence. He knew he should be more confident about his singing. He wanted to access more range. I showed him how to engage the cricothyroid mechanism, we will explain, using moaning. I find that's useful for guys, to get them to moan rather than to whine and whimper. I also showed him how to sing with a smaller mouth space, especially when he was going up higher, rather than keeping that big mouth space all the way up. And you know, in that first lesson, he was vocalising up to B flat 4.
Just to put that into context, that's one lesson and that's an extra sixth on top of his original note.
Yeah, so, you know, since then we've been working to get him accustomed to a different timbre of his voice, because he was very praised for this warm, dark sound. And also he'd done a lot of Alexander work. This is where you get into belief systems. And he believed that he should always feel relaxed and open. And so hence we had, you know, the open jaw, the low flat tongue, and trying to access the high notes in that way.
So he was keeping the same shape?
Yeah.
And trying to take it up?
Absolutely.
Which was one of the points we made originally.
And it put his voice under pressure.
Yeah.
So, you know, now he's starting to learn the Jason Robert Brown song Moving Too Fast in the last 5 years, for those of you who know it.
It's a lot higher.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a challenge for him, but it's a useful stretch. I haven't turned him into a tenor. And, in fact, I don't need that label. But he's got access now to much higher notes, and it also happens to suit his casting.
Okay, so if you did, if in the next lesson, what would you do? How would you take that further?
I would continue to work with this sort of smaller space, and I'm also getting him to think about thinking high and wide with his tongue in the back of the mouth space, so that he has more room, oddly enough, for his top notes.
Okay, we're going to talk about that later.
Yeah.
Excellent.